Hello, this is Valerie Aiello, and you're listening to Idea Diary. Thanks for coming back to my office and hanging out. Today, I wanted to talk about personal brand revenue streams, and I want to make a big mega list, but I've written down some, and I just would like to talk about those. So I don't do repeats, but I think this might take a couple episodes to go through all the different revenue streams. And I'm thinking based on having a personal brand where you are the only employee. Everything that you do, you're basically volunteering for yourself. And I think once you get to the point to where your personal brand is making money and you can reinvest in it and get things like editors and I don't know. I don't want to say anything that holds people back because some people are just blessed with money and they come up with an idea and they have a crew of people that are willing to either do work for free or they can easily figure out how to make something profitable and be able to hire people to come along for the ride and make it worth it for everybody. And it's just effortless for some people. However, a lot of other people have to do the grind and figure it out and try to figure out how can you make money with your brain, just your brain and just yourself, and make that an income. It might not be all your income. You might also be a dentist. You might also be a waitress. You might also be a million different things. However, I think the personal brand bringing in money is what social media 2.0 is about. We're on the next stage of what social media actually is and how it brings value to humanity. And I think everyone having an income being themselves is a part of the future. So I've been working on that. And I just wanted to go over a list of what are some money potential opportunities, because some ways of making money are going to feel really great to some people, and other ways are going to feel really icky, and other ways are just going to be impossible until you get to another level, until you kind of get past the stage one of personal brand. Let's say stage one is starting, and let's say stage two is making it build an audience, and stage three is how you make money off of that audience and your brand. Let's go through the list of potential revenue streams for a personal brand person. YouTube. I think that YouTube should be your galaxy hub, your universe of how you show off everything that you do and how you direct people to the other platforms that they may like more. Somebody may discover you on YouTube but really like to watch things on TikTok, or really are into Instagram, or possibly Facebook. Who knows? There's like a million different personalities and a million different ways people like to hang out online. So everyone's got to figure out their own formula. So I do think YouTube, however, is a great universal hub for your brand, because you don't have to have a login or password. Usually phones all have a YouTube app. Usually, anyone can get on YouTube on their laptop. It's kind of universal, and it's really great for organizing who you are, what you do. And I think people are kind of used to the about button and figuring out there's more links. You could put more links to wherever you want to direct people in the banner, or at least it used to be there. And I don't know, I think it's a really great way to say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I'm doing, and then you can direct people where to go next. So with YouTube, you can make money from the ads if you get the certain amount of subscribers and the certain amount of watch time. However, that's not an easy feat to accomplish, and if you do it, then ad revenue is a possibility. For some, that might take years to build up to that point, and there is a membership option inside of YouTube, which is similar to other membership sites. I think with YouTube, just having no subscribers, having no audience, it's pretty impossible. You can have an audience of one, and you can direct them to something to buy or something to listen to for free, like a podcast. So let's just say YouTube is a potential revenue source for a personal brand, a company of one, and let's just say ads and memberships and a free marketing platform to direct people to whatever it is you want them to do. Next, let's go with memberships. So you could have a Patreon, a YouTube membership. There's like a million different companies that also do it now. You can direct people to join a Discord server where people can talk to each other and talk to you. You can have a Facebook group that is a paid Facebook group. There's a million ways to do memberships, and this is where it gets into the repeating that I want to try to avoid. However, everything does kind of connect, and everything's relevant, and any small idea could spark a big one. So I'm trying to figure out how I want to think about this and ultimately have that like mega list of personal brand revenue opportunities. So we've got YouTube, we've got memberships. Next is newsletters. So you can use different companies for newsletters. You could have your own where you own all your email addresses and you're using MailChimp and so on to host your newsletter and send it out. There's also Substack is a way to have a newsletter. Anywhere where you can write articles consistently and possibly charge for people to read those articles, or just charge for people to be a part of the newsletter. Within a newsletter, I think you can have brand opportunities where brands are paying you to talk about them and you're getting basically a check for that. You could possibly, I think there's ways you could put ads inside of your newsletter where it's not so direct, but you could also get paid in a different way. You can have people pay to join the newsletter in general. There seems to be ways to make newsletter money just as a person that has a newsletter. Other than the obvious ways, I'm sure there are simple ways to do it. Next would be live events, live concerts, selling tickets to a live stream of some sort. That's sort of like a live class, but I'm thinking of it more as a live event. What would somebody buy a ticket for to hang out with you live in some way with a million possibilities of creative ideas? Live digital tickets and live events. You know, I feel like my brain naturally goes to personal brand. How do you make money online? But you can make money IRL, in real life. You can have your own conventions. You can be paid to be a speaker. You can be a musician with a live concert. You could be you could be a painter with a gallery show. There's a million different things. I could probably think all day long about event ideas, but yeah, live events in person or online. The next thing is having a podcast. Obviously, with podcasts, you can have ads inside of the episode, so your podcasts can be free for the rest of your life. You never ever have to charge anyone anything for the stuff you create. You could just have a show. That always really resonates with me. I like that idea that you create something, you bring value, and people come to hang out and listen. So within that, you could have brands that you get yourself. I think with Spotify, for podcasters, they will put ads in your podcast for you if you allow them to. And there's also something called private podcast, which it could just be a private podcast, like a private newsletter. The company is called Hello Audio. That's kind of spearheading the private podcast market. And basically you pay them and you could have one private podcast or 100, and you just figure out how to use private podcasts. They could be free where they're a little freebie attractor into your funnel. They could be something that you pay for. I'm going to release a private podcast, but I'm going to do it Instead of releasing an audiobook, I'm going to release a private podcast of one or two of my books and see if that's more fun, more engaging, more something. But the reason why people like private podcasts is because they can listen and drive or listen and clean their house. Whereas if you're paying for a course, sometimes you got to sit down and you got to watch the video. You have to be at your computer and you have to be really engaged in sitting there and doing that, where everyone's brains work differently. Sometimes just listening and learning one time while people are working out, doing laundry, washing the bathtub. Sometimes people really soak in information that way. And sometimes people do need to sit down and focus on the one thing. So I think a lot of people that have courses are using private podcasts to just be another option for people to enjoy whatever it is that they're teaching. And podcasts in general, I feel like is something everyone should do. It feels really easy. Maybe not for everyone. However, it's much easier than a YouTube channel and trying to make it on YouTube. I feel like a podcast at any level sounds great as long as you're making it. So we've got YouTube, memberships, newsletters, events, podcasts. Having a store is a revenue stream. So you could have a real gift shop on a main street of a town, or you could have a Shopify store. You could have a print-on-demand store. You could have a store in a million different ways, and that could be a revenue stream. You could sell one thing, or you could sell 1,000 things. You could sell real products. You can sell digital products. Possibilities are endless with just creating something to sell in a store. So while we're talking about products in stores, you could write a book and sell a book. And with books, it's really easy because you don't need a store. You can just put it on someone else's store and they sell it for you. You could create a movie or a TV show and upload that to Amazon and they'll sell it for you. There's Prime watchers where they watch it for free and you get a cut based on whatever their royalty percentage is. Or you can charge it as for rental or for purchase, a movie or a TV show. So also, if you don't want to sell a thing, you can sell a service. So another revenue stream would be service products. So a service could be a lawyer, it could be a graphic designer, it could be a dog walker, it could be a car washer, it could be a million different things. You could mow lawns in your neighborhood and you use YouTube as a way to promote your business. So everyone in the neighborhood sharing your videos and you're mowing people's yards for free. This is like something that's crazy. You can clean someone's house, video it, put it on YouTube, do it for free as a service to the world. And you can make money off of brand sponsorships, which is another revenue stream. So just so I don't go over my words too much, you could have a store where you sell something. You can have a product that you don't need a store where you're providing your product to stores to sell. You can have a service product where you're doing the service and market it in different ways. And with doing the marketing for your service, say with YouTube videos, you can have brand sponsors. You can have affiliate links where, let's just go with the lawnmower thing. Let's say you mow someone's lawn for free. You make the video, you put it on YouTube. Then the lawnmower company that you mowed the lawn with wants to sponsor that video for $5,000 because it's going to get 1 million views. So charging the person to mow their lawn is irrelevant. And you get to enjoy being a lawnmower, get paid really well, and then get your video sponsored, plus have an affiliate link to the lawnmower, which is a higher priced item. A lot of affiliate links pay very small, like pennies. However, if you could work on getting those higher priced items, like if you're a photographer and your affiliate link to a $4,000 camera, and you get $50 from that sale, that's a lot of money if you can get a lot of people the right information and the right tutorials and the right impression and influence to buy that camera because you love it and the company's giving you a cut. You're basically a camera salesman and it all works out. And you can do that all for free. No one ever has to pay you for anything that you're doing. I think that's kind of the magic of the personal brand. You don't have to sell yourself. You can just be helpful and figure out how to make money being helpful. Another thing with service type of product, you can do coaching. You can do one-on-one coaching. You can coach using YouTube and coach live streaming. You can do something one-on-one like Cameo of some kind where people ask you a question and you send them a video response. If you're a consultant for a company, and I know, for example, Sunny Lenarduzzi, who is a big YouTube teacher, she started off being a social media manager and she had a lot of clients in her town and she felt like she was explaining the same things over and over again. So that's how she started having a YouTube channel, because she wanted to just explain things once and then share the video. And then doing that basically ended up replacing all her client work with just YouTube ad revenue. And then she's a multimillionaire because she teaches YouTube course. I think she's taught the same YouTube course for a decade and it's consistently still making money. And I think the longer her YouTube course goes, the easier her life gets because she figures out how to use a team to streamline the YouTube teaching process that she does. And the one last thing that I have written down is blogs. So I would consider that same thing as maybe a podcast or a YouTube channel. I think when we're thinking of revenue streams, we can just think of like, how could you sell audio? How could you sell video? How could you sell writing? You know, think of all the ways that we use our senses and how we can enjoy doing whatever we want to do every day and having an audience that is taking in that information and using it in some way. Be it just entertainment, be it educational, I'm trying to figure it all out. I'm trying to make a mega list. I think this is enough for today, and I really appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks a lot. Bye.